It's no secret that Resident Evil 7 did kind of save the series of Resident Evil after Resident Evil 5 and 6. That's why I decided I'm going to rate the game today, because I've always completed it and been quite a big fan of Resident Evil. I wanted to make a video of it, because, why wouldn't I not? I'm going to be rating this off 4 things: graphics, gameplay, story, and the horror element of it. So, let's just get into it.
Back with another mill.
Graphics for this game really updated over, 5 and 6. 5 and 6 still had that in between the Resident Evil 1 look and going into like the new generation of consoles look. But graphics this game were quite realistic as well for when it was made. And while it was released in 2017, which that is like quite, it's not like a long time, but that's only like Fortnite was released. And while the graphics this game really got updated in this specific game, they kind of really changed the way you look at the game. Before, you'd never really get a first like person, except from that one bit in Resident Evil 3 where you the hunters there. That was the only time you ever really got like a first person thing in Resident Evil. But this one was full game. You get like first person, because you are Ethan Winters in this game. Like, but with Leon Kennedy, it's obviously like first person, as I'm saying. So they really did change the perspective of this game as well, and the way you look at it. And it really does add to the horror element, which we'll get on that next.
Fana in my system.
So as I said, the first person really does give you a different look at the game and really does add to the horror element, because it's not like Resident Evil 3, where I guess it's supposed to have some jump scares and it's supposed to be sort of like horror, but that's more like when you're in that like kind of experience of like being in like a maybe hospital where like a bit of it's like dark or something, you'll think, oh, this is kind of like, I'm like, oh yeah, but okay, whatever. But this game is just I feel supposed to be a horror game. We're taking like inspiration from movies such as Texas Chainsaw Massacre for the dinner scene, Blair Witch Project for like the found footage kind of vibe you get, in Evil Within was a massive inspiration, with one of their main characters being Mia, who swaps from like demon and normal, like actual Mia from the game. They took massive inspiration. And while some people just say it was copied and pasted, it wasn't though. They made it into their own thing. And they took a bunch of but like things they were a fan of, right? And they made it into this amazing game that really did save Resident Evil. And when you put it all together, the first person vibe, the kind of dark and gloomy, like, that's another thing. See the person that made this set for the game, well, not set, but like, kind of world for the game. It is genuinely maybe one of the best, like, experiences I've had playing games. I'm not gonna lie. The person who made it, they need to get, I don't even know what they need to get, but it's so good. It just adds so much to that horror feel, walking through those dark, narrow hallways, not knowing what you're gonna see when you open a door. You could literally do absolutely anything. Or even like right there in the video you seen, they had a mannequin that was just there. Like, you probably thought, if you played the game, you probably thought that was maybe somebody you had to shoot. But no, it was literally just a mannequin. It's supposed to be there to scare you. When it all comes together, they just made their game so nice and unique. It was like a whole different vibe. Anyway, I think I'm going to start with the glazing now. But anyway, moving on.
Been out in this village for like an hour or some shit. Can't find a blunt to save my life.
Gameplay for this one is very different than all the other Resident Evil games. With all the other Resident Evil games, you have a third-person view. So you're kind of moving the controller, like, not aim, but like when you're walking or whatever, then you're kind of looking about. But you can also see more wide than that. And it's kind of easier, well, yeah, is it easier, sure? Yeah, kind of. But like, with this one, it's kind of just an actual horror game. So there's no like, or like it's more wide so you can see or whatever. It is just like it is you. It is supposed to be from your perspective, and it is quite nice. It's quite very smooth gameplay. That when I was playing, I had like a couple glitches or whatever, but I think that's just my Xbox because it's old. But no, it was like really nice to play. Like it wasn't. I have like no complaints about the gameplay whatsoever. Some of the textures were like a bit iffy. Like they did reuse textures, but that isn't unheard of to do in games, right? They do it a lot. But some of them just didn't make sense, like where the textures were. The boss fights, they were immaculate. Loved the boss fights, they were really fun. Especially when they jacking like the car and stuff, that was fun. Yeah, no, but like there was so many like like the car, that was an entirely different thing. You never really did that again. Then you've got like the keys that you had to get, which were just really random. And then the coin things as well, you could like save, like if you found the coins and you get, it actually gave you like a thing for looking for them instead of just being like defense coin or whatever, like it was actually quite good. Yeah, but that's all like I can really say for gameplay. Okay, so the story for this game, right, is basically so Mia and Ethan, right, they're like together, and Mia tells Ethan she's doing a babysitting job, but she's actually not. She works for the Umbrella Corporation, and they've got a bioweapon that they need to transport somewhere. Everline? I'm pretty sure that's how you say it, Everline. And basically what happened with Everline was she escaped or something, and then like she like crashed a ship next to the baker's house, and the baker took Everline, the bakers took Everline and Mia in, and then Everline kind of corrupted them with mold, and well, that's what they're like now. But then Ethan comes, and then obviously Resident Evil 7 happens. But that is like very bare bones of the story, so there's like a lot that I don't really know a lot of the story. Oh yeah, they do have like regenerative powers because basically like the mold, there's this thing called mold that she pushes, and it kind of like corrupts their cells. If you know what I mean, because obviously it's mold, it's got to corrupt their cells. But yeah, that's like the bare bones of the story. Oh yeah, now they like kill people and stuff and try and get lower people in, you get me? But anyway, for the story for this game, I would say it's a very, very deep story. Like, it's not like Resident Evil 3 where there is lore to it, but it's mainly they kind of lay out a virus and then the virus took away and they survive or whatever. There's like an actual story behind it, and it's a very good story. To be honest, it's an amazing, it's an immaculate story. I love that story so, like, not that story, I love this story so much, right? It's probably one of my favourite games. Honestly, it's probably one of my favourite games. There's nothing they could have really done with the story to make it better. Maybe could have like showed us Jack's brother, like, during the actual game instead of it being like a DLC. Like, the DLC would have still been you can play as him, but like they would have shown him. You get me? It would have been cool if there was maybe a corrupted version of him or whatever. But the story is like, you get to see this normal family kind of turn into this corrupted, like, very altered, like, shifted version of themselves. And it's honestly really portrayed well. I do really like the way that it's portrayed in this game. It is really fun to go through and see through, like, all the kind of normal stuff that we all have in our house, and then it's kind of altered, like there's organs in the fridge or whatever, and there's like stuff all around the house, and there's like trapdoors and stuff, and there's so many like references to the different movies, like I said, but it's just all those factors put together, the horror, the graphics, the story, the gameplay, when it's all put together at the end of the day, that's what you need to have a good game. That's what a lot of games are missing now. Like, they're all just trying to be very action-packed, but see, if you've got story, like Red Dead Redemption, great story game. But overall, I do say I'd give this game a good 9 out of 10. There are some things they could have done better, but other than like, oh, my recording software decided to shut down, so I guess that's the end of the video. If you like, please do like and subscribe. That's all. Thanks for watching. Have a nice day, and bye, I guess.